This is the first empire that collapsed because of debt. No great enemy defeated it. A silent financial crisis destroyed everything from within. At its peak, the empire ruled vast lands and millions of people. It looked unstoppable, but beneath its glory, a dangerous crisis was already growing. Every new victory demanded more soldiers, supplies, and money. Expansion brought power, yet every conquest pushed the empire deeper into empire debt. Gold filled the treasury and magnificent buildings rose everywhere. But while people celebrated, the empire's financial foundation was quietly beginning to crack. The real enemy was empire debt. Every war increased borrowing. Every success became more expensive, while the government ignored the growing danger ahead. Instead of cutting costs, the rulers borrowed even more. They believed future victories would repay today's debt. That decision changed everything forever. Wars drained the treasury. Soldiers demanded payment, borders became costly, and empire debt kept rising until the government could no longer keep control. Taxes rose again and again. Farmers suffered, merchants struggled, and ordinary families carried the burden, while leaders continued spending without limits. People slowly lost trust. Markets became unstable, prices increased, and fear spread through every city. The empire was far weaker than anyone realized. Then came one fatal mistake. A single desperate decision pushed the empire beyond recovery and began the collapse that shocked the ancient world. To cover massive expenses, the government reduced the silver in its coins. The money looked the same, but its real value quietly disappeared. Soon, merchants noticed the difference. Prices climbed rapidly, trusted coins lost value, and everyday life became harder for families across the empire. This was no longer just empire debt. Inflation spread through cities, trade slowed down, and confidence in the economy started collapsing day after day. Markets became chaotic. Fewer goods arrived, merchants stopped trading, and people rushed to protect whatever wealth they still had before it vanished. As businesses failed, tax income dropped sharply. The government needed even more money, creating a cycle that became impossible to escape. Citizens blamed their leaders. Anger spread through towns and villages, while protests and unrest made governing the empire more difficult than ever before. Many soldiers waited months for their pay. Some abandoned their posts, while others fought only for survival instead of loyalty to the empire. Border towns were left exposed. Empty streets replaced busy markets, and abandoned homes revealed how quickly the empire was losing its strength. Enemies saw the weakness immediately. They no longer feared the empire because its greatest threat had already come from inside its own economy itself. The empire had conquered countless nations, yet empire debt achieved what no army could. The final chapter of its history was about to begin. The mighty empire finally collapsed. Years of debt, inflation, and failed decisions had weakened it long before enemies delivered the final blow. Its monuments remained standing, but its economy had already fallen apart. Power disappeared quietly, one financial mistake after another without warning. History remembers great battles, but few remember empire debt. Yet money, not swords, became the force that changed the empire forever. The strongest empire of its age proved one unforgettable lesson. No civilization can survive forever if its finances are slowly falling apart. Many historians still debate the exact causes, but financial pressure and growing debt played a major role in weakening the empire over time. Now look around the modern world. Governments still borrow huge amounts of money, hoping tomorrow will somehow fix today's growing financial problems instead. Could empire debt still threaten powerful nations today? That question matters even more as global debt reaches record-breaking levels across the world. History doesn't always repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Ignoring financial warning signs has never ended well for any great civilization. Was this the first empire that collapsed because of debt? Many believe it was. One thing is certain: debt became a major force behind its decline. History leaves a clear warning. Ignore empire debt for too long, and even the greatest powers can begin to fall. Subscribe for more hidden stories.